Hi everyone, and welcome to Sit in It for a Bit with Arne and Carlos. And we're as always your hosts,
Arne and Carlos.
And Sit in It for a Bit is our weekly podcast on Wednesdays. It is an opportunity for you guys to sit and have a little bit of knitting or embroidery or crochet or whatever it is you do, and enjoy some storytelling, which we provide.
Yes, we do.
And it's a lot of fun, I guess. I mean, people do...
We hope.
Yeah, people come and watch us every week, so hopefully they enjoy our stories. And last week we had a great story for everyone.
Yeah, the story about how we met. That was kind of fun. And
Yeah.
I think we have different versions. They're not always the same.
No, and you've come up with a lot of new things.
And when we finished, I thought about a lot of other things that we haven't said, but we can keep that for later.
Yeah, we can do a new we can do How We Met version 2.
Version 2. Yeah.
And then maybe I come up with new ideas.
And you
as well.
know, when you get older, you start to forget things. And
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, it's life, isn't it?
It's life.
But yeah, it was a fun podcast. We had a theme last week. We told everybody the story of how we met. And if you haven't heard that story, you might as well go back a week. Go to our YouTube channel, ARNE CARLOS, well, you're probably there now. And just look for that video as well, because it is quite fun. And we did a recap of how we met. And we told the story from when we met and until now. So it was an enjoyable podcast that we did. And what you guys don't know is that while you were listening or watching the podcast, Arne and I, we were probably enjoying a hot bath in a beautiful lagoon or a hot spring somewhere in Iceland, because we've actually just returned from a trip to Iceland, didn't we?
We've been in an airplane again.
Yes.
19 months. Was
Yes.
it 19 months
It's
since the last time we were on the plane?
Yes, it was exactly 586 days since we got on a plane.
And who's counting?
The last time, I'm definitely not counting.
But that is actually a very long time, because we travel a lot.
We used to travel
a lot, and maybe, you never know, maybe next year we will be traveling again.
Yeah, so we drove, it was very exciting because we had not done this for so long. March 14th of 2020 was the last time we traveled. And that was kind of emergency travel from Bergen. We got off the Norwegian Coastal Express. Norway had completely shut down.
They shut the harbors as we came.
Yeah, and then we got off the boat. We flew to Oslo. We got in our car. We drove home. We got into quarantine, and then we got COVID, or we brought it with us. And that was the start of the pandemic for us. And when we got on the plane, it marked the 586th day that we hadn't traveled.
Yeah.
We have been to Sweden twice, though.
But that's different, because we go by car, and you don't feel like you're abroad actually when you go to Sweden.
Plus, we went all over Norway on holidays. We
Yeah.
went to Setesdal to do the program that we recorded. We've been to many other places in Norway by car. Last year we went to Lofoten.
Yeah.
But this was our first flight.
And it was strange, because like when we came to the airport in Oslo, there was hardly no people. It was so empty. And the same when we came back home, it was very empty. But in Iceland, it was so crowded. It was very crowded.
Yeah.
And that was a bit strange, because we haven't been in such a big crowd for a long, long time. What are you thinking about? You're smiling.
I'm thinking about how out of practice I was. So we get to the airport.
Yeah, that was funny.
We go to the airport, there's no one there, I've got my bags, right? And I mean, I consider myself a frequent flyer. We've had gold status with Star Alliance, we've had it with One World, and actually we've also had it with SkyTeam. That's how much we travel. We had gold cards in every one of the airline alliances. Traveled many, many miles, I think probably... We've been around the world 50 times if you count all the trips.
It's not good for the environment.
It's very bad for the environment, but that's our work before. So we were traveling.
We saved the environment now being at home for so long.
We did, yeah. We've done a lot for the environment now. Anyway, I consider myself a frequent flyer, traveler, an experienced traveler. So, of course, going on many, many trips in the past, I may have rolled my eye once or twice when somebody in security control had forgotten a bottle of water in their handbag when they were going through the security check, or maybe someone who doesn't go often on holidays had forgotten their sunscreen that was more than 100 milliliters, And yeah, I may have rolled my eyes at that. I promise, though, I will never ever, as long as I live, ever roll my eyes ever again, because I was that person.
Yeah, because you haven't been out for a while.
Yeah.
So
I put my bag.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because normally, like when we travel, we're like so trained, so we take out everything and.
Yeah, it's by reflex.
Yeah, and this time you forgot your computer.
No, yeah. So I put my bag, and it went through security. I mean, it went through the machine, and the bag was kind of it failed, so it went the other way. And I'm looking at my bag, and I'm looking at Arne, and I'm saying, "What the hell?
I was looking.
There's nothing in the bag.
No.
There's nothing in the bag. Why did it fail the test?" So and then of course you have to wait for the guy to open the bag, and the guy looks at me and he says, "Do you have a computer in your bag?" And I go, "Oh my goodness, how stupid am I?" So yeah, I had a computer in my bag, and I felt
It was interesting to watch, to stand there and watch you when I looked at you.
I was so ashamed.
You were a little bit annoyed and shamed.
No, I wasn't annoyed.
And
I
then
was
when
so
they sent it
ashamed.
through another time, the bag went out again for the second time.
Yeah,
But then there was nothing,
there was nothing.
just a check.
Yeah, I felt so
But I always
stupid.
get that sometimes, like I get this when you go through the security, they always beep me.
Oh, they beat you, yeah.
Most of the time, I don't know why.
Hmm.
And then I get my morning massage.
Yeah.
You step
You're
on
pat
that.
down.
I had to step on that thing, the box, and then some person comes and they do.
Yeah.
They touch you all over.
It's
actually
funny.
a massage in a
It's
way.
funny though, because I remember packing for the trip, and I remember putting my belt in my handbag because I was thinking, if I need the belt, I'll put it on after security control because I don't want to take it off. So I remember that, but then I was completely oblivious going through security. Although this isn't, I mean, computers in my bag. Yeah, once I even forgot. I still consider myself a frequent flyer and a very experienced traveler, but once in Boston
Yeah, you forgot your
in
computer.
2019, I forgot my computer. I didn't forget to take it out of my bag. I forgot to put it in my bag. And we got to the boarding gate, and that's when I realized my computer wasn't with me. And I freaked out.
Then you were stressed.
Oh, I freaked out. I ran all the way back, and I talked to the security people because I thought maybe they would have, maybe my computer could have been stolen. But no, it was still there. It was like 20 minutes after.
You were lucky.
I was very
Maybe.
lucky. Yeah.
Or maybe it's safe in the airport. I don't know. But this is digression again. Is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk about security, this reminds me when we came from Peru. You remember what many years ago?
Oh, when you bought the terracotta horse.
I came with the terracotta horse.
Yeah.
It was wrapped in bubble. That was
Bubble wrap.
the bubble wrap, and I was so afraid of this horse. And then we went.
No, you weren't afraid of the horse. You were careful with the
I
horse.
was careful
You're
with it. I was
concerned.
afraid I should break it. And then we went. I think it was security in America somewhere.
No, in Amsterdam.
No, it was in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And this huge guy went through my luggage, and he found this thing wrapped up, and it looks very mysterious when you scanned it, remember?
Yeah.
And then he took it out of the wrapping, and he shake it.
He was looking for maybe drugs or
Yeah,
something.
maybe because there was some leftover of the terracotta inside the horse, so it made a noise. I was so afraid he would break my horse.
But he didn't.
He didn't. I got it home. And that
Yeah.
was my third horse for my horse collection.
Yeah.
I think.
It was.
So I'm so happy I got it home, safe,
Yeah.
not broken.
Yeah.
But it was nice being in Iceland.
Yes, it was.
We haven't been
so
there
we flew to Iceland and we stayed there about a week. And yeah, we hadn't been to Iceland since 2012 was the last time. So a lot of stuff had changed. We've been to Iceland 4 times and we love it there. It's such a beautiful country. First time we went there was in 2003. We talked a little bit about that in our How We Met video, that we did a fashion show in Thingvellir. The crack between the 2 tectonic plates was really cool. We actually went back to Thingvellir now to have a look again.
I didn't remember how it looked.
No, neither
I
did
didn't
I.
recognize anything.
Second
But that's my
time,
memory.
second time we went to Iceland was for a big conference, the Nordic Arts and Crafts Associations, or actually all including the Baltic states. They had a big conference there. We were speakers. We were guest speakers.
That was a fun trip.
That was a really fun trip. We met Marie, a very dear friend of ours from Denmark, who we've been really close with since.
Yeah.
We met her in Iceland on that trip. Then we went again in 2012 because we had a couple of books translated into Icelandic, the Christmas Ball book and Knit and Crochet Garden.
And that time was very special because we were supposed to do a book signing in Reykjavik. And
Well, we did the book signing in the bookstore.
We did one, but we had another one, I think. And that was the year when Sandy, the hurricane, came to New York. And when we came to Iceland, they had like the leftovers came.
Yeah, kind of like the leftovers from Sandy. They had just arrived into Reykjavik.
But that was hard. That was windy.
So the publisher, it's actually one of the few times ever in our life that we ever asked to be downgraded. So the publisher booked us into a really nice hotel in the center of Reykjavik, and we were in the penthouse suite. And the penthouse suite was literally, it was just windows all around. And with that storm, and all the windows were shaking, shaky. We asked for another room, and they said, "Well, we only have a standard room."
We take it.
Yeah, exactly. They said we only have a standard room. It's our lowest category.
But that room was scary.
And we said, "We'll take that."
Yeah, that room was so scary. There were like windows.
Yeah, the penthouse suite was terrifying.
And the wind, like the windows stood like this.
So we ended up in a tiny little room facing a backyard or facing a courtyard in the third floor or the second floor of the building, and we felt so safe. Yeah. So it's the only time I felt a downgrade was appropriate, to be honest.
And you normally don't like that.
I don't like downgrades, but this one I really love. There's another thing I remember about.
When do we get upgrades? Hardly never.
Well, nowadays never.
No.
But I do remember another thing about that trip. Remember, we were gonna sign books in a bookstore in Kringlan, the shopping mall in Reykjavik.
Yeah.
And the president of Iceland was there.
Yeah.
Not to get a signed copy of our book.
He were there.
He was browsing.
This is something you told me in Iceland, and I couldn't remember it.
Well,
but I said yes.
No, it wasn't me. It was the lady that was escorting us. She told us.
She told,
and then I recognized.
Yeah,
her.
I didn't remember when you told me.
Well, anyway. Yeah, he was there. I remember that, and he was browsing books. And when she said it was the president of Iceland, I could recognize him.
And we also are supposed to do some signings in a yarn shop downtown, or what they call it. And
well, it was a venue. I don't know if it was a yarn shop, but it was a venue.
Yeah, but the ocean rised.
Yeah.
And the store was flooded, so we didn't do that. And they said just go have beer or wine or something and do the things. Come back another year.
Yeah, we ended up in the Blue Lagoon.
Which was quite cool. Yeah. Talking about the Blue Lagoon, this time we had to go to the Blue Lagoon. I think we were there 2 times because this guy, he loves to be in the hot water. And
I love it.
Now he's promised me he will spend as much time as I spend in the lagoon with him when we go to the second-hand shops.
And I promised that I was going to be enthusiastic about it as
And it's not only for second-hand shops, Carlos, it's the amount of time I spend in the Blue Lagoon.
No, we said four shops because you went to the lagoon or the lagoons.
But we stayed like 2 hours in the Blue Lagoon every time. And then 2 other lagoons.
Yeah. Well, what I promised Arne was I was going to go into 4 shops with him. I was not going to say, I'll wait for you outside. I was going to go in and I was going to be very enthusiastic about it.
But that's not what I heard. I heard the same amount of time in thrift shops.
Well, you know what they say, relationships they're all about compromising, so I believe I owe you that.
Yeah, you do.
I do, yeah. We went into the lagoons 4 times. We landed on the first day and we went straight to the Blue Lagoon. And then a couple of days later we went back to the Blue Lagoon because some friends of ours had a voucher. They didn't go with us, but they had the voucher, so we went. And then we went to this really nice one, a hot spring called Krauma, which was in the middle of nowhere.
That was very nice. It wasn't crowded.
Yeah, it had the most powerful, warmest, heated geothermal water bubbling. I don't remember what it was, but it was very cool.
That was also a nice place.
And then we ended up going to the Sky Lagoon, a new one that was opened this year in Reykjavik.
And I think that one I could have gone back to. I could always go back to the Blue Lagoon, but the Sky Lagoon was very nice because when you came out and you were going into the water, you were actually not outside.
That was
You
very
could go
nice, yeah.
straight into the water and almost swim into the hot springs.
Mm.
Because when you walk out from the showers in Blue Lagoon, like it was so cold. Because you have to walk to get to the water.
It was, yeah.
I think the Sky Lagoon was more my kind of lagoon.
Yeah, well, I loved all the lagoons. And then Arne is the childhood one out of the two of us, except if I am in hot water, because then I get really childish. So I kept teasing Arne. He wanted to get out, and then when he got out, I swam away. And then he was, come on, it's time to get out of the water, and I wouldn't do it. Yeah.
But it was nice. It was good for you.
I loved it.
You loved it.
I felt very rejuvenated, very relaxed. Yeah, I really loved it.
I liked it. And we met a knitter from Seattle.
Yeah.
So if you see this, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you in the lagoon.
The Sky Lagoon.
Yeah. I was very surprised that we got recognized because I had no glasses on. My hair was wet.
And you were half naked.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you recognized us with our clothes. No, without clothes.
Yeah, and you had your hair wet as well, so you didn't have any curls. But you had your glasses, so you were very easy to recognize.
Yeah, that's another hard thing. If you go to the Blue Lagoon, for example, and you have to wear your glasses, like we went in the evening, and I can't see anything if I don't have my glasses, so I went out into the pool.
However, there was so much
and I didn't
steam.
see anything because there was so much steam, because it was cold. Like it was cold outside and warm in the water, and that was horrible.
So he had to go back out of the lagoon into the dressing room and put his glasses and then try to fumble himself back into where I was in the lagoon.
And we had made an appointment kind of in the water, so
Yeah.
I knew where I could find you, and then I didn't have to look for you because I would never have found
Except
you.
I was wearing a silica mask.
Yeah, that I could see when I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would never have found you in the water.
No, not if but I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you.
So
Yeah,
it's an experience.
it's amazing.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And I want to go back soon.
Yeah.
Actually, we wanted to see the volcano, but the volcano wasn't it hasn't eruptions. There were no eruptions when we came, so there was nothing to
the
see.
volcano was currently inactive, and
So-
also the weather when we arrived into Iceland. The weather the day we wanted to go see the volcano, the weather was really really bad. So
Yeah.
there was just no way. There was so
And there
much
was
wind.
also the wind and the toxic gas
Yeah.
was dangerous.
Was blowing in the wrong direction.
So
and-
maybe next time, or we should go to La Palma.
yeah, we went to the wrong place.
We went to the wrong place. We should go to Spain
Yeah.
if we want to see the
or
volcano.
the Canary Islands anyway.
Canary. Is that not Spain?
Yeah, it is, but it's
Yeah.
it's off the coast of Africa.
Yeah.
Because it's the Canary Islands. But yeah, it's part of Spain. But yeah, weather was really bad the day we wanted to see the volcano, so we had to drop that. Instead of that, we went to a hot spring, so I wasn't too upset. And then the weather got really beautiful afterwards. But by then we were busy doing what it was we were doing in Iceland, so we couldn't go. I mean, we had other commitments. But we did go to a very beautiful place in the western Iceland called the Snæfellsnes Peninsula.
That was really nice.
And stayed at a lovely hotel called Hotel Budir. And they said, I read in the Condé Nast Traveler that was the most beautifully located hotel in Iceland. And I haven't seen all the hotels in Iceland, so I can't vouch for all the locations of all the hotels there. But I can say that it was a stunning location,
Yeah, it was really nice.
and it was probably the highlight of our
I
trip.
think that was the highlight, actually.
Well, that and the
Or-
lagoons.
The highlight when it comes to hotels.
Yeah.
But and there was another fun thing that happened in that place, because there was a small church there, and there was like this placket where the history about the church and the place. And then they said if you go down somewhere, like you come to something called Jadradal, which I found
Yeah, that sounds very
for me
familiar.
that was very cool, because Jadradal was the old name of the area where I come from, like a small community not far from where I live. That was Jadradal, and that is Old Norwegian. And I don't know what that means, but it was so fun to see that there's a place in Iceland who has that name. So, and that's very interesting for us when we go to Iceland, because the language is kind of similar to Norwegian, because it's kind of Old Norwegian, and we can read a lot of things and understand it. And when people talk, it's really hard because people talk so fast. But when you listen to music, you can actually understand more if they sing it.
And if they do speak very slowly,
slow.
if they speak like really slowly, we can understand some of it, or quite a lot. It's the same with reading. If you look at an Icelandic sign, if the sign is only in Icelandic and you don't understand it, you just stare at it for a few more seconds, and you use common sense, and then you can actually figure out exactly what it says. It used to be the language we all spoke here in Scandinavia 1,200 years ago. And because Iceland is an island and it's isolated, it kind of retained a lot of that language, whilst we here on the mainland, we evolved because of influence from, Norway, Sweden, Denmark influence each other, and then you've got influence from France, influence from Germany, and then from English language. So we have a more diluted language today than they do in Iceland. It's more pure. So probably if the Vikings came back, they would be able to understand the Icelandics,
maybe,
I guess, or a lot of it.
It's kind of cool because, especially for me and my dialect, I think there's a lot of similarities in the dialect. There can be things, if I say them in my dialect, people in Oslo or people who speak the written language, Norwegian language, but probably don't understand what I'm saying. But if I said it to an Icelandic person, they would understand. So that is kind of fun.
Yeah. And then we went into a few yarn stores as well while we were there. It was one really nice one, Litla Pionarbudin, which means the little knitting hut. Pionar? Litla Pionarbudin or something.
The small knitting.
Yeah, Litla, I don't know if it means little, but
that is little. It must be little.
Litla Pionarbudin.
That's knitting.
Budin,
that's probably like
a boot in Norwegian. Yeah, the little knitting hut. I think it's the translation. It was a very cute little yarn store.
Or is it like utsalg? What's that?
No, but it was a yarn store.
That's also a boot.
Yeah, but this was a yarn store. It was very cute. Somewhere in Reykjavik. We had to drive there. It was very near Kringland, the mall. A very cute little store, and and if you go downtown in Reykjavik, there's a few places as well, and you can get the loopy yarn for the Icelandic sweaters.
And we didn't buy yarn.
No, we didn't buy any loopy yarn, and we didn't.
We came home with a knitting book.
Yeah, we bought a beautiful knitting book
and some other nice stuff.
Yeah, you didn't bring this knitting book today, did you?
Where did I put it?
It's probably somewhere else. We'll show it next time.
It's a loopy book.
It's a beautiful loopy book.
I love the pictures. That was very nice pictures. It's all in Icelandic, but if we want to knit it, you have the numbers
and the charts, and we can probably understand. If we really put a lot of effort, I'm sure we can understand it. So we got a beautiful loopy book from the store in Reykjavik. No yarn. No. And then, because then when you go to Laugavegur, the main street in Reykjavik, and you go into all the stores, they all sell the Icelandic loopy sweater, handmade, hand knitted, and all that. But after a while, you get a little bit of an overdose, I have to say. You see so many that you kind of go blind in a way.
And do we need a lot of sweaters?
No,
not really. We have so many sweaters.
We do, yes. But yeah, it was a lovely trip. We had some good food as well. Enjoyed traveling around, doing stuff,
and on the plane when we went there, I was listening to music and reading my book.
You found a new one.
I found a new artist, and when we came home, I played it for you, and then you have already heard.
They're on my playlist. The thing today, though, I listen to Spotify and I have these playlists, and nowadays you don't even know the name of the artist anymore because they go automatically on. They play through internet, and then you have it in the loudspeaker. If you want to know, you have to check your phone. Yeah, you have to check your phone to see, who is
Sometimes
this?
I do that, because if there's something nice, but I haven't heard that playlist, because I can't remember.
Yeah, but you told me about it in the plane. I was watching a movie. I didn't have time to listen to music, and then when we got off, Arne said, "I'm gonna look for the music of this
And I
artist."
found him in a nice vinyl shop in Laugaleider.
And you bought all three.
He had 3 records there, and I bought them. So I think it's called Junius Mayvan.
Mayvan.
I'm not sure how you say it, but you have to listen to this guy. He is so good.
But he's Icelandic.
He's Icelandic. And of course Iceland is a very small country, so when I asked for his music, the guy in the record shop said, yeah, he's a very nice guy, I know him.
Yeah, everybody knows everybody.
That's cool.
Here's the other one.
And in this one there's like this, you get the download if you buy vinyl, and it's like, it says on one of them it says thank you for supporting vinyl. But I think it's nice to have the vinyl. And so now I have some new music, or we have new music to listen.
We do, yeah. So anyway, to sum up Iceland, it was fantastic. We loved it again for the 4th time. I could have gone into the hot springs for 7 days if I wanted to, and I wanted to, but then when Arne started complaining that he was getting fed up with the hot springs after the 4th day, I realized that I wasn't going to get any more of that.
I had to go that.
Yeah, you were like a little prune. So I realized that he was not going to allow me to go. Well, he was, but he would have probably insisted I go alone, and then he'd probably have anxiety because he would be afraid that I drown or something. So I realized that, okay, 4 is my limit, because Arne is not going to feel comfortable letting me go by myself. So 4 is the limit.
If we found one, I would have joined you.
Oh, and you say that now. Because we could have gone to the Sky Lagoon again, I'm telling you.
No, that we didn't have time for.
Oh, yes, we did.
No, but
the day we went shopping.
The day we were looking at the waterfall, and like, and we had to turn the car because the wind was almost.
No, I was thinking the last day when we returned to Reykjavik before we had dinner.
No, that was the day for last minute shopping.
Yeah. So anyway, it wasn't gonna happen. I wasn't gonna get more than 4, but the result of my 4 times in these hot springs for 2 hours each means that I now owe Arne 8 hours of shopping enthusiastically. So now I cannot go and just stand outside for 2 hours on my phone. I have to go in, I have to smile, I have to be very enthusiastic. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but
you will do it.
He went into the water with me.
If we go to a good shop, you will do it.
I'll be very enthusiastic.
But look at this one. I have to show this one. This is one of the records, Rare View Paradise. And this is some of my favorite things with vinyl.
Yeah, I know you love that so much.
It's blue.
Yeah.
For those of you who saw our Setesdal city, we had the singer Kim Rystad here, and then we show the pink Dolly Parton vinyl.
Yeah.
And this is the blue one from Junius Mayvan.
And I believe you are expecting a delivery soon.
Soon, I'm still waiting. ABBA, you know, the new ABBA vinyl is coming in November.
Mm-hmm. And does it have a colored vinyl as well?
I think Kim said there was like many different variations, but I don't know if that's the one I'm getting. But it's actually very nice to listen to the music on vinyl because the sound is actually more real,
crisp.
or crisp. You can hear more difference between the instruments than if you listen.
And
to
then you hear that
CD.
sound, right?
Yeah, and you have that vinyl.
Yeah, that sound.
Pickup
the needle is.
It's more real when you have it on vinyl. So this is I'm happy I found it. I'm not sure if we pronounce it right, but.
What's Junius?
Junius.
Junius.
Mayvan.
I don't know. Sometimes I do feel that Icelandic pronunciation is not so different from Norwegian.
And when you have the I with the.
Yeah, then maybe.
I don't know, and the U with
the accent.
The accent. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, but that's because we don't use accents in our language at all. So except sometimes on the E, but.
And what more happened, Carlos? Do you have something very exciting?
Yeah, we have a very exciting package. So when we got back from Iceland a couple of days ago, this package there was a note that we had to go and pick this up at the post. And as you can see, it's not open. We decided to share this.
Unbox it.
Yeah, with you guys. This is something we ordered in August. And it's taken quite some time because somebody wanted pink on his embroideries.
I hope I got it. We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it, so we're going to open the package that we got from the Husfliden in Sattestad.
And these are copies of the sweaters that we were wearing on the...
Well, not really, because we did ask them to change them a
Small
little.
changes, but the pattern is the same.
Yeah.
And my embroidery has pink. So,
Okay.
can you get in there?
Yeah, if I use a little bit of violence. Oh, wow. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so...
These are so nice.
Wow, amazing.
I think we need to take out the boxes with the jackets for a folk costume because now we have to finish that.
So...
This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So before we show them a little background, we went to Sattestad in August. We filmed our 10 episode series. The Husfliden lent us 2 sweaters, and we decided that we wanted to order 2 sweaters from them. And the reason why we decided to order them instead of making them ourselves is because number one, the traditional way to knit a lice sweater with X and O from Sattestad is by machine, hand loom machine. It means it's not a button. You still operate it with your brain. So it's very much a handmade product, but it's done in a machine. And then the løyesøm, the embroidery that we talked about as well, is done in Sattestad. And Sattestad is an area that is very well known for its crafts. And we felt after spending so much time there and making new friends, that we wanted to support them as well financially. So we purchased 2 sweaters, and full disclosure, these are not gifts from Sattestad at all. We paid full retail price for them, and we're not going to tell you how much we paid because you'll fall off your chair because it was a lot. But anyway, we've got...
It was worth it.
It was worth it. It is amazing.
And if we want to have the bunad, now we have a little piece of the bunad from that area.
So I'll show mine first, and I can already tell you, Arne, because of my memory, the embroidery is quite similar, but the colors are different. So they've changed the colors on mine as well. So here we go. I had the classic. I'm gonna actually put it on. It's gonna be easier.
This is so beautiful.
I ordered the classic.
I can put it up so you can see.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, but the embroidery is more simple, and you have the white.
So you see here, it's got a very simple embroidery, as you can see. The style I have is, no, it's not classic, it's the antique style. It's the original style that has the white, it has the white field of color at the bottom. And that white, usually you would tuck it in your pants. So if I get the folk costume from Sattestad, I am gonna tuck it in my pants.
But I think this one is so beautiful. I think we should put out our knitting machine, Carlos, and try. I've said that so many times, and never happens. It's on the table now, but we haven't started. And this is made the old way. This is how my grandmother taught me to do the sweaters, because it's sewn on the sleeves, on the shoulders. With the
it's always
machine.
Difficult.
You shouldn't have that shirt on.
Yeah, it's always difficult to put a sweater on when you have a long...
I think this one is so beautiful.
Sleeve shirt. But here it is. There's one little detail which is missing, and there is supposed to be a little hook here in silver.
That's coming.
But that's coming, and it's going to be a surprise in December. So it won't be complete until December. But anyway, let me stand up so you can see here the bottom. As you can see, the bottom has the white, and this part goes into the pants of the traditional folk costume from Sattestad.
I think it's so cool because it looks like it's handmade.
Well, it is. It's handmade.
Hand knitted. I mean.
Yeah. But it's handmade in a
But if
hand kneading machine.
if you're a good knitter, it would look like this.
Yeah.
If you do it by hand, so there's actually no big difference.
So these sweaters, we purchased them to be part of our archives, and also we're gonna be using them when we teach. When we start touring again, we will bring them with us to do demonstrations when we hold lectures and teach and stuff like that.
And this is how mine looks.
Yeah, yours is
So
exquisite.
when you see the embroidery, they added pink instead of the colors that was on the original or the one I borrowed. And this one doesn't have the white. So this is, and this is actually what
look at the beautiful
yeah,
buttons.
this is what you see most of when you see the folk costume. This is the one they use most of, I think. And on the sleeves you have
the virgins.
The embroidery with the virgins. How can I show you that? And the buttons are not silver. It's
Pewter.
Pewter. So it's so beautiful. This is so beautiful.
I have to say, Arne,
I think they did a really good job.
you have to put it on.
Yeah, I take this off.
Take off your. Yeah, I have to say that it is magnificent, and I am so delighted with the fact that you added the pink.
Yeah, I think I will use mine like, say for Christmas if it's cold.
Wait, hang on. Before you show it or put it on, there's also we have to show the label. So it's got the Sattesdal Husfliden label, which is really nice.
But I think like for Christmas, if we're up in the mountains, if it's cold,
Yeah.
you can actually, when you're at home, you can actually use this with the folk costume from our area.
You can, yeah.
Because
But
not for 17th of May, but you're in private in your house. It could be a very nice thing to put on for Christmas. So cool. And this is a lot of work. I don't think we would have made so beautiful work because we're not trained in this one. Even if we tried it, we have to. This is something you have to practice.
I have to say I'm struggling with mine a little bit because of the shirt.
No, I look like a Sattesdal. Yeah,
Again, yes.
Again.
So there's gonna be a little thing here.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Like a hook, or what
Yeah.
you call it. Yeah. And we will show you later. There are something coming.
And obviously the one Arne is wearing is the classic one. It is the most expensive of the two because of all the embroidery work. So I figured, because he has the past in Sattesdal, I figured I'd let him do this one and then I keep to the simpler one. Which I really like though, I have to say. I
think
this
this
a lot.
one is so cool.
Yeah.
But this is more decorated.
Yeah.
But you know, the good thing is we have the same size.
Yeah,
So
I can borrow yours.
If you feel for more embroidery one day,
Yeah.
you can use mine.
Yeah. But I'm struggling because the sleeve of my shirt is very wide. So
Pretend it's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so
this-
now
I'm happy.
yeah, I'm very happy too. I mean,
And if you haven't seen the videos from Sattesdal, you should take a look and get all the stories behind this.
yeah.
The patterns and the embroidery and stuff. Are you happy?
I am ecstatic. I really love my sweater. I think it turned out perfectly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very happy. Very, very happy with it.
This was Christmas.
Yeah, it was like Christmas came early.
Christmas came early. Yeah.
And now
we can just sit here for decoration.
Yeah, and then now we're gonna wait about a month, and then in a month's time, we will update you on the little silver thing that is coming here.
And they should never be buttoned up.
Yeah, that's what Annemor said. You don't
They should be
button them
open.
up. They should be open.
So there will be some silver here.
But it's just decoration.
Just for decoration. Yeah.
Just for decoration.
And there will be another exciting thing this week. We want to say more about the sweater?
No.
No?
I'm
Because we went to Go Star.
Yes, we did. To celebrate Arne's sister's 30th birthday.
30 again.
Again.
Yeah, and so we went with my brother and we got that book we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked about the relative who was the master thief. The bird.
Oh yeah, the bird, the master thief.
Yeah, so now I got the book. So since we came from Iceland, I've been on my computer adding new information to my family tree.
Yes, you have.
Because this book is it's like a continuation of an old book, and where the old book stopped, this is where this starts. So there's so many interesting stories here. I think I will talk more about this later, because I found out some really nice things, and I have some things coming, so we can save that for another time when I have everything. But this book has so many nice stories.
It does, yeah.
So,
And then there was the other book.
And the other one, that was a guy who grew up in the neighborhood, Oddmund Mikkelsen. He made a book with drawings from the valley where I come from, or the neighborhood. So this is stories from the neighborhood, like from that little area, and he made drawings. And I wanted to have this book because there was a picture of my father, or drawing of my father in the book.
Yeah, we have to definitely see it. I haven't seen it. You haven't shown me.
No. So
there he is.
Because they had like X Games, kind of, in the field on our farm.
Oops.
So this drawing is supposed to be my father and his horse, and then you can see the kids are doing ski jumps. I don't know if that was the cow, from the manure from the cow, or if it was something else under the snow.
And that's supposed to be your dad?
This is supposed to be my father, yeah. Näpkokan, what is that? Näpe, what's that in English?
That's a vegetable, isn't it?
Yeah?
I don't know.
Näpe.
It's a root vegetable.
It's a root. So these piles that they used as the ski jumps were piles of these roots.
Är det med ä or with ä?
Nepe in written Norwegian. It's
so
nepe.
It's turnip. Turnip.
So he must have had turnips on the field, and then they put them in these piles, so they were under the snow, and that's where the kids were jumping.
And when was this?
In
1912? No.
I don't know. This guy must have been a kid in the 70s.
Well, I remember back in the early 2000s, we were all up in the out farm in Versailles. That's the name of Arne's family's
Versailles.
Not the palace in France, the out farm up in the mountains.
And it's not written the same.
No,
way.
it's Versailles. It's written Varskei. Anyway, we were up there for Easter, and the kids, they were really young at the time. Our nieces and nephews, they were like 10 or something, and there was a whole skiing jumping tournament, and it looked pretty much like this. The kids were going up on a pile of snow and flying up in the air. It was really cool.
And we were sitting there in the sun, like next to the cottage, like next to the wall.
Yeah, it was like
the sun, and the kids were just.
They were going, woof, and then we were just having hot cocoa
and they were like
sweets.
Small.
Yeah.
I think one of them hadn't started in school yet.
Correct. Yeah.
And they were like crazy about ski jumping.
Yeah.
So that was fun, sitting there drinking hot chocolate and watching these kids coming. It flew through the air.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So I have a lot of things to do right now,
You
Carlos.
do, yeah.
And I haven't done a lot of knitting this week because...
Is this the price?
Yeah.
Of the little book?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, let's enjoy it.
Isn't that like normal?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, and they signed it too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. You got a signed book.
Of course.
So, yeah.
You just like, are you happy with your sweater?
I want to look in the mirror and I want to adjust the sleeves a little bit because there is something wrong, but it's not the sweater, it's the shirt.
It's the shirt. Take it off and take off the shirt and put it on again. Or you have nothing under there?
No, I'm not going to take my shirt off in front of the camera.
Then you have to go to the side.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. It's okay, but I was wearing a very oversized shirt, so the sleeves of the sweater are kind of stuck on the sleeves of the shirt, so it feels weird. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's
I
great.
think it looks good on you.
Do you think if I sit like this, nobody will notice? No, it's okay. I'm just being a little silly. But so Sit and Knit for a Bit is here again today, Wednesday, and it's about a until we start count. Oh, actually, it's a month until we start counting down to Christmas. 30 days, because today is the day we recorded it, and it's November 1st, because we usually record Sit in It for a few days before we air it, because we have we need time to upload it and all of that stuff. So yeah, today's November 1st. This is going to air on November 3rd, and on November 1st, there's only 1 month until Christmas. It's actually 29 days or 30.
Yeah.
So we're going to do Sit in It for a bit, 4 more times, or this is 3 more times. This is the first time in November. There's 4 Wednesdays in November, so 4 Sit in It for a bit, and then
Sit in It for a bit.
Yep. And then in December, Sit in It for a bit becomes the countdown to Christmas.
And we will do a lot of fun stuff.
We are hoping to
see what happens.
Yeah, we're hoping to do a lot of fun stuff for this year's countdown to Christmas. It'll be just like last year, every day at 6 p.m. Central European Time, which is noon Eastern Standard Time, and it's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are, I think, 7 hours or 8 hours ahead of Japan, or behind Japan. So yeah, so there's a lot of time zones. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing it daily. Last year we revealed Christmas balls.
Yeah.
So every day was a new reveal. However, this year we launched the mini jumper.
So this year we have the calendar.
Yeah, and I can already feel.
Don't.
No, but can I feel it?
Yeah, but don't press.
Yeah,
you shouldn't press.
Oh, okay.
Because this is for you.
Oh, okay. But I can already feel there's a little something in number 1. And so yeah, this year we're revealing what is inside.
Haven't you prepared my sweaters yet?
Well, I still have 30 days. But yeah, we have been basically planning this calendar for a very long time. And throughout the year we have bought, or we usually buy little things that we give each other, like little tokens and things. And this year we've actually saved them up for an advent calendar, and we are kind of adults, but we have the spirit of little children, and usually here in Norway, at least, the advent calendar is to make the waiting time to Christmas a little bit easier on the kids.
I think this will make the waiting time so easy for us. And listen to this.
Very nice. And actually,
you want to know what's in there?
No, not until December, whatever, 1st. But yeah, so anyway, for kids, if you do this kind of calendar for kids, you can put a little treat in it or something, and then they can just get excited about opening that up every day. We put little tokens that we're gonna be giving.
I remember we had
other.
the calendars where there was like behind the door there was just another picture.
Yeah, those are the original ones.
There were no gifts.
Yeah, and then you have the ones that have like a chocolate inside it.
That we also had, but the chocolate wasn't tasty.
No.
And it was like a plastic thing on the back.
Yeah.
And the chocolate was so tiny.
Mm.
But we had calendars in school. Did you have that when you grew up?
Yeah.
I remember I think that was
I did.
we went from 1st to 6th grade or something. We had gifts in school.
Mm.
I think we all had to bring one or something.
Yeah.
And then
that's true. Yeah.
Then the kids were picking one thing, and there was like, this shouldn't be expensive.
No.
There was a lot of rules because it shouldn't be like that. Someone should feel bad if they didn't have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Something to give that was like
expensive. Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. So
it was a nice gift, and we don't have a lot of expensive gifts.
No, they're little tokens, just little tokens, and just opening these will make Christmas pass a little faster.
And we save the environment because a lot of these things come from thrift store.
A lot of thrift.
You should not touch it because you can feel what it is.
Leave me alone. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna say yes.
You're like a child.
A lot of thrift store shopping, a lot of supermarket shopping too, to be honest. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think you're gonna be in for a little treat this year. There's also going to be more in our Christmas calendar. We're not going to reveal everything because we want some elements of it to be a surprise. However, if you thought we weren't going to design Christmas balls to match the sweaters, you were wrong. Of course we are. Right?
And then you just said it.
Well, that's a surprise. Anyway, surprise is out of the.
give that to me.
Okay.
Soon you have revealed what's in this one.
Okay, the bag
You
is...
haven't been in here and checking.
No. The cat is out of the bag. We've also done Christmas balls, but they're not going to be part of the calendar.
You're so bad with
No, but the Christmas balls
secret
are not going to be part of the calendar.
No.
No. So, but we have designed 24 balls. Each ball matches the sweater of the day. And we're going to release the calendar the same way. Or sorry, it's not a calendar, it's the Christmas balls. So each Christmas ball matches the sweater. And we're going to release the Christmas balls the same way we did last year. We're going to be doing it through our mailing list. So if you want to get the Christmas balls, you're going to have to get on the mailing list. And that is going to be the thing. We're going to launch it probably Monday, November 7th. So you have a few days to get on the mailing list. It's a pre-launch. It means that only people who subscribe to our newsletter will be able to access it, and they will get it for a discount. We have a nice discount for you guys. And then a couple of weeks after, it'll go onto our web store, available at full price for all the non-subscribers. So you'll be able to get it first. So you've been warned. Get on the list if you want to get the calendar, or sorry, the Christmas balls. The calendar is already out.
This is the calendar.
You can get the calendar already from our web shop. And it looks like a lot of people will be participating in our...
Maybe people can show what was in there.
Yeah.
Sweater.
Exactly.
What's in your sweater.
And we're also planning a nice competition, just as we did last year. There's going to be a competition with a great prize.
But this time it will be random.
We're going to select one random winner. We're going to make it very exclusive.
To pick things
it is,
because
yeah.
it's beautiful. Because there's a lot of nice things out there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel fair anyway.
Yeah, so it's going to be a random winner, one random winner,
yeah.
and we will ship anywhere in the world. So yeah, there's going to be a competition, and we're going to be, we're very excited. I'm very excited about whatever is in sweater number 1, which apparently will be a gift for me. And I already know what I'm going to be putting in sweater number 2.
Because I have number 2 and number 4.
Yeah, you've got all the even
6.
numbers, and I've got the odd numbers.
Yeah, because I wanted you to start, because it's been a special year for you.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying what's in this one, but it's because it's been a special year for you.
Okay.
It's been a special year for me also.
Yeah.
Because you have the nicest passport.
I do, yeah.
Because you have the new Norwegian passport. But like when they take it in the airport and they check it under this machine, I think they can see the Aurora Borealis.
You can, yeah, in fluorescent lights, yes.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I think we have the best passport.
It's official. No, it has been declared, not the best. The Norwegian passport was declared when it came out. I think it was 2 years ago. It was declared to be the most beautiful passport in the world because
it's beautiful.
Because when you light it up under the fluorescent light, you get the Aurora Borealis. And I got it, and it's stunning. And then Arne got a little bit envious.
Yeah, because I had the old one.
Yeah.
Like, I look like a criminal on the picture.
Yeah.
Probably I do on this one also, but I haven't seen it yet. But
yeah, but Arne, honestly, you had a really bad hair.
I had a
day
very bad hair day.
when you took the picture.
And my passport should actually last until 25. But I said to the police station, I want a new one. I want what Carlos has.
Because you want the Aurora Borealis.
Because it's so beautiful, and I want the Aurora Borealis.
So you...
But then, you know what happened? I am officially grey.
Yeah?
Yes. In my old passport, I was dark blonde.
Oh, but it doesn't say it.
In the new one, it says grey.
No, it doesn't.
She asked me. I think she put it in the passport. She said, what's the color of your eyes? She said, and I said, they're blue. And what's the color of your hair? And I didn't say anything. And she said, well, that's grey. So I'm grey now. Now I'm grey. I'm getting older.
Okay, let's see.
It says.
No, it doesn't say it. Oh, maybe it says in the computer system.
Yeah, because she asked me.
Well, I remember she asked me as well the color of my eyes, but it doesn't say it on this.
It's in when you scan it, you find all the
Probably
how tall you are and the color of your eyes and your hair.
Well, this one says how tall I am, And but it does not say the color of my. Look, it doesn't say the color of my hair.
No, but why did she ask me then?
Well, but I remember she asked me for the color of my eyes.
Yeah.
So maybe it says it in the computer system, the extra stuff.
Maybe she said it just to give me a reminder.
Yeah, well.
It's in my passport.
It's funny though how they tell you not to smile and you look so grumpy in all the passport
But look, it's
photos.
more pink. Before we had the red one. This is more pink.
Yeah.
But you can't actually see how beautiful it is until you put it under.
Under fluorescent lights, yeah. Oh, but the images are quite beautiful as well.
Yeah.
And I saw that you got an SMS that your passport
It's
is coming in a few days.
So that's been like the highlights.
Oh, yeah, since we got back from Iceland, Arne got a new
This
passport.
is the highlight. This was the highlight.
Yeah.
And then the passport number 2.
Mm.
This is number 3. What's for you?
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I think...
you haven't had time to do so much stuff.
No, I mean, while you're doing your family stuff, I'm catching up on all the work that we have to do.
And then I don't do the work, and then we have a problem.
Yeah. So, but I'm catching up for you as well, so we're good.
But I found Magnus also.
Hmm.
So I started a new UFO.
Okay, it's gonna be the last thing because our 15 minutes are up. As
But I
always.
have to show the felted Magnus. We showed him a long time ago.
Hmm.
And I decided I'm going to make him a sweater. So I started now to make him a sweater. And if I manage to finish him for Christmas, he will be a Christmas mouse.
It's gonna be cute.
I think this will be like a traditional sweater. Maybe something similar to this.
I think what you should do is, if you get any further next week, you should show your progress, and then we'll see how far you get there.
But
right?
remember, I have some socks I have stopped knitting. I have
The sweater,
the brioche sweater that I haven't touched in a week.
yeah.
And
There's
I
a lot.
started 2 more.
Yeah, but you remember you have a little infection in your arm, so you
I think I
need
got
to-
it from the embroidery actually, or
Yeah.
when we build the roof.
So you need to take it easy anyway. Doctor's orders and my orders as well. And yeah, and we'll be back with a new sit in it for a bit next week. Now that we're coming into November, we have a lot of planning to do in terms of the Advent calendar. We're also going to bring out our sewing machine because we're going to start sewing the jackets.
Yeah.
Then we have to do a lot. After we finish the jackets, there's going to be a lot of sewing of the old fall costume. Because I have lost a lot of weight after recuperating from COVID. So the vest needs to be sewn in, and also the pants, because I can't wear them. They
But
just
first
fall.
we have to do the jackets.
But we're going to do the jackets first, and hopefully we'll get them finished before Christmas.
What if we say now that next time you see us, we will have the sewing machine next to us?
I think that's a good
If we
idea.
say that, we have to pull it out.
Yeah,
and we have
that's
to
true.
start now. Because we've been thinking about this now for so long. And this summer it was impossible because we couldn't put out the sewing with all the work that was done in the house. And I think now we have no excuse anymore.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
We have a deal.
We have a deal here. Shaky, shaky
We
hand.
start next week.
Yep. Start next week with the folk costume jacket, and then we'll see what happens with all the other stuff that we have, in the air. I really want to wear my white jacket this year for Christmas. Because last year I felt a little bit naked with only the shirt and the vest.
But now you have this one.
Now I have this one though. Yeah, this one can work as well
Yeah.
for Christmas.
I think we should stop now.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
We've passed our 15
I think-
minutes.
Yes.
So would you please offer us some formalities?
Okay, if you like our videos, you can put your thumbs up, and if don't, put them down and
Engage and comment.
engage. Everything is good, even ups and downs, both are good. And if you're a subscriber, put on your notifications because then you won't miss episode, and put yourself on the mailing list because then you will get the best offers.
Including the opportunity to buy the Christmas balls that match the sweaters at a discounted price. The email will be sent soon, and once you get it, you can click on the button and it will take you to the place where you can get this year's Christmas balls.
Yeah.
Because of course we were going to do some this year too.
Yeah.
Obviously. Arne, so pretty much a great time spent together with you and
Yeah, thank you.
together with you guys. We want to thank you so much for tuning in week after week. We really appreciate it, and we're glad you enjoyed the story of how we met while we were enjoying the Blue Lagoon, or the Sky Lagoon, or
Yeah.
whichever lagoon we were in at the time. And yeah, we'll be back again next week with a new Sit in It for a bit, and make sure to enjoy the tutorials on Sundays as well. We're going to be doing some videos as well on the yarn and the free patterns that we have offered through Rowan for the launch of Norwegian wool.
Yep.
So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again very, very soon. Bye!
Bye.